What's up? What's up? Happy Monday. Coming in live. Come hang out with me. We're going to get ready. Coming on a little bit later. This week is going to be really different because we're going to Orlando for Worlds. Isabella made it to Worlds, so we'll be gone Wednesday to Sunday. So she was on spring break last week. So how that typically looks is I usually drop her off in the morning, and then across the street is the gym. So it'd be really silly if I didn't go there. So I went there, and then I actually showered because I have an onboarding call today where I'm launching a bunch of teams. That's what I do on Mondays. Like literally so many people don't get enough accountability. So I have that. So I am getting ready. So that's why I'm hopping on a little bit later. Hi, Candy. Welcome. So on the agenda today, first, we're going to hang out. We're going to do our makeup. We're going to talk BS. Whatever you want to ask in the comments, it's your time to shine. But we're also going to talk about what happened on the weekend and then literally who gives a crap moving forward. Hi, Raisin. So you guys, like literally, I had ice cream yesterday. Like it doesn't matter that I had ice cream. I had so much that I literally felt sick. Who gives a crap? Like today's a new day. It's a new opportunity. Like you're not going to be perfect. I think the problem so many people fail with reaching their goals is they expect to be perfect. Like I don't care. Hi, Peter. What anyone says. Like I'm telling you right now, no one is perfect. If they show up and act perfect, I swear to you, I call BS. Like I'm not even kidding you. No one is perfect. And honestly, no, you're not supposed to every single day binge on ice cream. But when you do go off the rails, I'm going to tell you something. It's good for your body to be put into shock. So who cares? Literally. Okay. So, and I didn't just have a proper serving. I had where you make your own. I went in. I had vanilla, moose tracks, some chocolate Oreo. I put some, you got to put your own toppings on it, a couple brownies. So like, listen, none of that stuff matters. I want you to focus on today. So that's what we're going to do. The brand of makeup I'm using, if you don't know a little bit about my backstory, I had skin cancer. So I am using additive-free makeup. No, I'm not going to try to sell it to you. I don't sell makeup, but that's what I'm using right now. I want to encourage you, if you've never been on one app that'll change your life and one app that'll make the world a better place, is called the Yucca app. So YUKA, because we really need to put out of business these foods that we're allowed to eat that have additives in them. Okay. Like literally the number of autoimmune disorders and skin conditions and psoriasis and high A1Cs and type 2 diabetes. Like I'm telling you right now, if you dove into the 40 plus Audible books that I've listened to on this, you would be like, holy crap, it's all linked to the additives in our food. We have a free country, okay? Meaning we have a free country. We can put whatever we want in our foods. As for Europe, not allowed, right? Europe has all of our additives banned inside of their foods. I have family there. So it's up to us to do our due diligence. So make sure you download that app. It will help you scan your foods, your makeup, your toothpaste, your mouthwash. Because one of the biggest reasons I struggled to reach my goal, it wasn't because of what I was doing. It's because of what I was using. And literally, you want to know what that looks like for me? There was a point I was literally upping my protein and using cottage cheese. And the cottage cheese, literally, guess what? It had additives in it that were making me not lose. Like it literally said straight on as one of the side effects. Do you want to know what it said at the bottom? Leads to overweight. So even if you're upping your protein intake, which that's a good quiz to put yourself through, how much protein should we be getting each and every day, right? Our ideal weight. I have to be very careful what I make claims of with Meta, but your ideal weight, right? Like if you go to Google right now, you can simply be like, hey, I'm 5'7". What's my ideal weight? And it's going to give you a range, right? Here's the secret sauce. If you've been struggling, we have got to speed the process up. So if you have been struggling, hi Joanna, here's what we're going to do. Say that it says between 120 pounds and 190 pounds. We're going to go for the higher number. Okay, so I want you to reach for the higher number and listen to this, because literally 150 grams of protein is only 600 calories. 6 freaking 100 calories. That is it. I'm telling you right now, 150 grams of fat is 1,350 calories. So it is definitely doable, especially when I'm going to teach you some of the hacks I'm going to teach you. But you have to get that YUKA app. Otherwise, you're going to be just like the other people who hop on a training and they're like, oh my gosh, I upped my protein. That girl was wrong. I'm putting weight on. Well, you upped your protein, but is there additives in the protein that you're upping? The app is Yucca, Y-U-K-A. Okay? So I started, I was a direct correlation for skin cancer. Why? You guys, the stuff I was putting on my face, I still have it sitting here just to remind me. I can't believe that I was using this kind of stuff every single day, putting it into my body and wondering why I wasn't getting results, wondering why I had skin cancer at the age of freaking 30. Okay? That's what happens with these toxins and these additives. We don't reach our goal. Why? Our body's stressed out. When your body's in flight or fight, cortisol levels raise, glucose levels raise. Instead of your food coming in and being used as an awesome source of what? Energy, what's happening is it's actually storing it as fat in the fat pockets of our body. Like, it's literally a systematic approach and there's no way around it besides us doing our due diligence. I've listened to 40 plus Audible books now on this. It's such an honor to be able to say that. So I don't have any credentials besides being a group certified fitness instructor, but I've listened to 40 plus Audible books. So Gary Vaynerchuk is like one of my absolute favorites. Tony Robbins, they talk about our food system and how it is broken. And I learned from them that there are additives inside of our food. And that's how I've reached my goal, right? And it doesn't matter how old you are, right? I'm 40. I'm approaching 40 years old. You can still reach your goals. And I had an extra 40 that I was carrying around on my body that I don't have anymore. Okay? So if you're hopping on and it's your first time ever on, make sure you do drop new. Just for saying new, you do get a protein guide that helped me in many ways. It's not my guide, but you deserve to have it because, like I said, it helped me in many ways. And for being a part of a call, that's what you get. So you would drop new in the comments. Even if you get this on replay, we are live right now. It's 10:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so I'm on the East Coast, Michigan. So make sure you drop that. Also, if you have any questions while we're going, you can let me know. She's asking in regards, so what do you do when your food is being stored as distribution into these cells that are fat cells instead of being used as energy? That cocktail looks different for everyone. You would use a cocktail solution. You should never be using a prescription when it comes to weight loss. What I would recommend is you drop in the comments the word cocktail. I can ask you 4 questions, and then I would be able to point you into a process that you can do for that cell activation. But reaching your goals should never be consumed by having a prescription. Ever, 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 ever. But if you're that way, that's awesome. I'm just more of like the naturopath rate and long-term benefits versus the long-term side effects. Okay? So that's what I do. I help a lot with cell activation. That's what my 54-year-old husband needed. He'll be 55 in June. His name is Jeff. I know a lot of you guys follow his story. And I have cell activation on many levels. I have it through the beauty. I have it through, whether it's you're going through menopause or perimenopause or postmenopause. Like, my cocktails are not a one-size-fits-all. And I think that's what's really unique about it. So all you would do is you would drop that in the comments. I would have to ask you, right? It's going to be really hard to, if I can't ask you a few questions, point you into a direction or someone in my network to help you. So that would be something that I would ask from you. In regards to activation of cells, once your cells are activated, you do stop with a cell activation and you do maintain your efforts as long as your regular food intake outweighs, the additives that you were once using. So again, you're going to have that YUKA app. Drop that in the comments if you don't know what that app is so I can share with you, because you're literally about to say, Michelle, I freaking love you. The app will change your life. There are additives in foods, like I was using Metamucil to up my fiber. Fiber is one of the key components in reaching your goal. Well, Metamucil has aspartame. Metamucil has yellow 6. Metamucil disrupts, literally, and has a texturizing agent that heightens the EIC levels in your body. Go look up why we're struggling to reach goals because of what those things do. Okay? Eternally, they shut off the mechanism of being able to do that. So that's for that. As far as your water, it's really hard, Samantha, to reach that goal if you don't have a timer set. So my number one question to people when it comes to half of your weight in ounces of water every day in order to reach your goals is, hey, do you actually have a timer set? Like, do you actually have a water bottle? And can you stop, drop, and literally drink for 15 Mississippis and just repeat and rinse that cycle? Okay, that's going to give you tremendous reset. So when you do reach your goals, you would get off your cell activation unless you choose to stay on it. For cell activation, you don't have to ever use something 100%. It's without a prescription, without the awful side effects. But here's the thing with the cell activation. You are going to, number one, speed up the process to reaching your goals. Number two, you are going to have less cravings for food and less cravings 150% for not only food, but for also sugar and salt. Number three, you are going to have more energy. So through cell activation, there are a lot of positive benefits outside of it speeding up the process. Okay. And it's always an option for every single person, whether you're high A1C levels, type 2 diabetes, Crohn's, IBS, no thyroid, hyperthyroid, all of that, right? Because we're not looking at pharmaceuticals. We're looking at this at a naturopath holistic level. That's what I've learned about 40 plus Audible books. And that's who I used to be, a little bit about my background. I actually was diagnosed and put on metformin. Guys, metformin is literally a drug to treat prediabetes. Why the heck was I using that? Because the doctor said it could help me lose. How stupid is that? Okay? That's a really crappy doctor versus a doctor who's like, how much water are you drinking? How much steps are you getting? Hey, get on the scale. Okay, so you've put on blank amount since the last time you came in this year. Like, of course your feet are going to hurt. So instead of the knee brace, it's like, how can we reverse that cycle? What are you eating? What are you doing daily? When did this start? What was your biggest challenge? You know, what have you tried? What haven't you tried? What's worked? What's not working? Right? So anyone that's just pointing you to something and saying like, here you go, it shouldn't be for you a one size fits all. Okay? To even see if cell activation is a good fit for you, you have to drop in the comments the word cocktail. I have to ask you a series of questions because if it's not a good fit, I'm not going to point you into that direction because it's just a waste of your time and the cell activation expert's time. And no, it's not, if you were going to ask the G word, GL, no, it's not that. Okay? That's tricking the brain. This is a mimicking effect at a cellular level. Go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. I don't see any questions as of yet. Hold on, I gotta concentrate on doing my brows. Okay, so does that make sense for you guys? So you have those answers. I'm just kind of getting ready. No, so you don't have to use anything for that. The only time that I'd ever tell someone that they have to use something, Cleo, you're gonna burn yourself, is, hold on, I'll get you breakfast. You wanna eat? Is for your protein, okay? Your collagen. You have to make sure the protein that you're adding in is approved by the Yucca app. If it's not approved for a good rating or a bad rating inside the Yucca app, you need to exchange it out for one that is. Well, why? Why, Michelle? Well, because it's got additives in it, and when you add additives into your everyday nutrition, it spikes cortisol levels and spikes glucose levels, and it stores it as fat instead of using it as energy. So is that important for you? If it is, then awesome. And if it's not, then you can continue just not scanning the food to see if it has any type of additives or carcinogenics inside of it, okay? When you start scanning it, like I said, if you didn't get that protein guide, drop in the comments new, because that means you're new and you get the protein guide, okay? And that's where you can maybe be a fit for cell activation, okay? Okay, we got our makeup on. I gotta feed the dogs. What does this have to do with pertaining to? So any inflammation or bloating or irregular bowel movements or foul smelling gas or weird noises going on in the stomach area, that's usually coming from deficitness inside of what's called fiber. That will change within 24 hours. So within 24 hours of getting 25 grams of fiber up to 40 grams, you are gonna see improvements on that. Okay, so great question. I have greens. I was in a part of a case study. So I've listened to 40 plus Audible books now. The one that was the best that I'd recommend if you're like, okay, I kind of want to start would be the book called The Obesity Fix by Dr. James. He's a naturopath. I would recommend, because your fruits and your vegetables, we don't have the nutrients from our soil the way that we used to because they've been depleted. I recommend making sure that if you are using any type of greens, that those greens have no grass and no fillers, okay? The second, I always take them midday. You guys know I went to the gym first, so I literally haven't done any of it yet. I do it right now. The only reason being why is because instantly I go to the bathroom, and that's probably TMI, but you wanna look for dark texture. You wanna look for mine comes all the way over from Australia. So there's a person that sources everything. She's out of Australia. Australia bans all fillers, all additives. It's really cool because I always like to make it in a wine glass, right? I can add ice to this specific one. I don't have to, but all I do is I love the fact that it tastes just like my juice. It tastes like juice. There is no type of sugars. There is no type of additives. There is no grass. And it's a really deep, rich color. Okay, these are my greens. They don't become thick or inconsistent at all. And literally this gives me a serving every single day. And I know people are like, but why do you supplement with something? Because I literally got 7 cups every single day total of fruits and veggies. And when I added this in, it was a part of like a case study. The difference I felt was tremendous. And I'm like, you know what? Because of our soil, that's true. I will not do grass ever inside of greens. I will always do science-backed. I will always do clinicals. I will always do third-party validation, and I'll always do clean, period. If you are more like, hey, I want grass and fillers, this is Yucca approved. It's called Alive. Just drop the word greens in the comments. I'll introduce you to the expert. If you watch the video and it turns you on, awesome. You can get it. And if it doesn't, obviously there's no big deal, okay? I will drink that. That counts towards my water intake of half of my weight in ounces as well every single day, okay? So that's a little bit into my morning routine. Like I said, I got out of bed at 6:30. Bella was at school by 7:10. I was at the gym working out by 7:30. Because I have back-to-back calls, I got home, I showered, I have drank water. I just took my Elevate because it's 30 minutes before my first meal. My cell activation, I can't talk about it because Meta will shut me down. So if you want to know about my cocktail, it's cell activation. This is a medical grade collagen. It's a type 2 collagen. It's got your tremella mushrooms inside of it. I had skin cancer from using hyaluronic acid and products that had toxins and additives and carcinogens. Organic tremella mushroom mimics hyaluronic acid, okay? And then it also has a Morosil, the only fat burner in the entire country, that literally globally burns fat without having any caffeine, and it's the only patent fat burner. The Morosil comes from a blood red orange. The blood red orange literally has an antioxidant known as the Morosil, and 94% of users who use it, guess what happens? Scale decrease, body composition decrease, visceral in the stomach area decreases. The 6% who didn't get results did not stick for it to the 12 weeks or were inconsistent with their dosage. This is a full dose. So I have my fenugreek to support the gut lining, supplement number 2, type 2 collagen, supplement number 3, the Morosil fat burner, supplement number 4, the organic tremella mushroom. 4 in 1. I can take it off the spoon. I can put it in a smoothie. I can put it in ice cream. I can put it inside whatever I want on a pancake. Most of the times I take it right off the spoon. There's no dairy, no soy, no gluten, no caffeine. If you want to meet the collagen expert, she's specifically backed by science, proven through clinicals, third-party validation, and clean. Drop collagen in the comments. Something to always look for on an ingredient list. The first ingredient listed on anything you ever use by purchase. For example, if I were to look at my handy dandy peanut butter from Costco, the only ingredient you will ever see on an ingredient list for my peanut butter is dry roasted nuts and sea salt. The first ingredient listed is what you find the most of. The last ingredient you find the least of. I never knew that. Your first ingredient in your collagen should always be the type 2 collagen. Yes, there's 5 types of collagen. Stop buying your collagen at Whole Foods, right? I'm approaching 40. My hair, skin, nails, joints, muscles, wrinkles, and skin's elasticity is watered every single day. Through a type 2 collagen, the fenugreek is the collagen that supports the gut lining, right? I've got the fine lines. You guys saw my crow's feet, my 11s. Through the organic tremella mushroom, and I'm down to smaller than I was before I had my child. That is from the cell activation. I'll never stop using collagen. Your body literally stops producing at the age of 20. Each year after loses 1%. It's never too late, even for the 90-year-old, okay? Yucca approved pop, Zevia, YUKA. No additives, no carcinogenics inside of it. Is it just like drinking a Coca-Cola? No. But does it taste good? Yes. Is it good for me? Yes. A lot of times our foods, this is the app, it's called YUKA. Just drop the word collagen in the comments. I'll introduce you to the collagen expert and you can go from there. You can get a bottle of this sculptured by nature, refined by science, medical grade collagen for $69 right now for a full month supply. I did a trio pack because you save money the more bottles you get. So it's less expensive for me. They go in your refrigerator. I leave out a tablespoon on the counter to help me remember. It goes everywhere with me. I put it in a little cap with a screw-on container, put it in my refrigerator at my hotel, and I'm on my way. Yes. Your cell activation just depends. Like, I put her on a different formula than I did someone like her. Like, this girl was on menopause, so her cocktail for cell activation is different than this girl's cocktail who hasn't been through menopause, okay? So these people are reacting within 2 weeks. I would have to ask you 4 additional questions. You'd have to drop cell activation to see if it's even a good fit for you. But again, I feel with certainty that you shouldn't be having to use a prescription to drop and reach your goals, okay? I can't talk a lot about this. Meta does not allow it anymore. I've already banned from going live on Instagram, gotten my TikTok account taken away. So I need to follow rules and regulations. I do have things that could help you, but I have to be careful what I say. You're talking about hydrogen water. Stop drinking Celsius. You guys, these energy drinks, right when you go on the Yucca app and you look up Celsius, it talks about how it leads to weight gain. It leads to being overweight. It has texturizing agents inside of it that literally leads to high A1C levels. What do you want? Do you want to have energy that you literally just drink it and you think you have more energy? Or do you want to have energy and still get results, right? Like, we're not doing the dual side of it. We're hurting ourselves. If you want energy, you're lacking hydrogen. So you've got a choice. You can go get what's called a Kagan machine people talk about for like 10 grand, or you add hydrogen into your water. I add hydrogen into my water. I have a sachet. It's easy. It's convenient. But your hydrogen in your water shouldn't be coming from the Target checkout. It shouldn't be coming from the Whole Foods checkout. It should be backed by science, proven through clinicals, third-party validation, and be clean, right? Someone came to me, I'll pay the extra 60 cents for this hydrogen cocktail than I will for the one at Target checkout that has a texturizing agent inside of it, that has a filler, that leads to high A1C levels, right? Long-term is where I think. So that's something that's going to help you. Drop in the comments the word hydrogen, right? It's a sachet or I have a can. I have this. You would never mix ice. If you end up getting this hydrogen water because you meet the expert, I mix it with water. It's completely clear. Guess what? It turns bright yellow, telling me it's hydrolyzed. I drink it. What does hydrogen actually do in the body? Great question. It literally dilates the blood vessels. You now have more blood flowing to every area in your body. Your head, the brain fog, the clarity. Do it. You'll feel it instantly. I'm not here to beg, sell, or convince you of anything. If you want to show up bulletproof, if you want to feel freaking amazing, it doesn't matter if you're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There are people out there right now that feel absolutely like rock stars, better than they did a decade earlier, right? So with the hydrogen having more blood flow, brain fog, blood pressure, headaches, fatigue, performance and recovery in the gym. There's a reason athletes are being interviewed and paying thousands of dollars to have hydrogen every day in their water, right? So I had to go do my due diligence. I had to find one that was Yucca approved, clean, proven through science, proven through clinicals, third-party validation, right? I'm done with the fillers in food. I'm done with the additives. When you get that YUKA app, you're gonna go, Michelle, now I know why I need cell activation. My body is ruined. I'm saying that as nice as possible. Okay, so here's the deal with that. I think I covered everything. Water before coffee, the circadian rhythm. I have a happy light on me right now, right? The circadian rhythm in your body is a body to sleep at night. You don't need to drink water in the middle of the night. That's the exact same reason why, right? Your bladder will adjust within 90 days. Just drop hydrogen in the water. I'll share the one that I use. I'll send you a video, and if it's a good fit, awesome. If it's not, there's no big deal. Coffee, though, is usually pesticidic. You have to be really careful because why? Pesticidic is not good. Okay, it's putting stress on the body. You know how they always tell people, hey, if you want to reach your goals, you need to be less stressed. Well, how can we do that? We can check the additives. We can check the fillers. We can also check what is our coffee pesticidic. So they have these little strips. I went around and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I love Dunkin'. But do I want to put pesticides in my body that's going to do other things long term? No. I use a nootropic blend. It's got the L-theanine because I used to take that for anxiety and depression anyways. It's got the cordyceps and the lion's mane mushroom. That comes with the clarity, the no crash clarity energy, and then Ceylon cinnamon. You don't want regular cinnamon. Regular cinnamon actually elevates kidney levels. Ceylon cinnamon does not, and it improves insulin sensitivity. Drop coffee in the comments. I'll introduce you to the Colombian brew that comes all the way over from our Sicily, which is in Italy. Okay? Really jealous of Europe. Really jealous of Australia. They know when they go to Jimmy John's or if they get food, they don't have additives in their food. We go to Jimmy John's, the bread, go look it up in Yucca. We go get the lunch meat, go look it up in Yucca. We go get the chips there, go look it up in the Yucca app. Your mind's about to be blown. These are carcinogenic. They cause type 2 diabetes. They cause heart disease. They cause autoimmune disorders. They cause disruption to the gut. They cause chronic fatigue. Anything that you can imagine that's going on internally in your body is being created by the foods we eat every day. Even the stuff that says organic. I was using from Whole Foods Ultima for an electrolyte. Horrible rating. Horrible. Was probably hurting my body way more than replenishing the electrolytes. That's why I'll never stop going live. Because if I can share something with you that's helped me and that saved me and made my skin at 40 years old look so, I can't even believe it. And every day is starting today because you now have that app that could be you. Yeah, just drop coffee in the comments. I'll send you the video. I can introduce you to the expert. Okay? So cell activation would be that you have to drop her cocktail. I have to ask 3-4 questions, see if it's even a good fit for you. If that, the coffee, drop coffee, the hydrogen water, drop hydrogen, the collagen, the belly fat blasting liquid collagen, that's $40 off. Today, drop collagen. But just know that there's a reason why I talk about the same things. I use 100 different things, maybe on my hair or this. I bring you the top 5. Why? Because those were the things that I was using the wrong of. It's really important. Like, why would you use collagen if you're not using a type 2? That's the one we're depleted in. Why would you be using collagen if it's not a liquid? It's water soluble, our body can absorb it. Why wouldn't you be using a fat burner every year after the age of 30? Why wouldn't you use cell activation if you literally have additives in all the foods you've been eating and your cells have stopped responding? The car broke down. The engine isn't broke. The car broke down. When you look at the hood, the body's the same way. That's what I've really niched down on. You don't have to be on anything long-term. Half your weight in ounces of water, your desired weight in protein. If you're brand new and you didn't get the protein guide, drop new. I'll send it to you personally. It's not my guide. It's the guide that helped me in many ways. I'm going to hop off. My messages are always open for you. Just know every single person I've worked with probably had an underlying health condition. So there are things that we can still talk about and I could still make recommendations for you and you might be surprised. So the best messages are like the messages that just popped in here from a girl named Carol who said, "Hey Michelle, I've been on your program now for 2.5 weeks. I can't even believe it. I'm down 7.5 pounds. I don't care about that. My blood sugar levels are so much more balanced. I'm hoping I can get off my high A1C level medication by next week." That could be you. She came across a breakfast show. She literally is telling me now that that show changed my life. Here's what I heard. Here's what I did. Thank you. So get in my messages. It's always open for you. I'm going to go check them right now. You know where to get a hold of me. If you're new, drop new. I'll get you that protein guide. Okay? Any questions, drop them. Fiber is 25 grams. It has to be yucca approved. No Metamucil. Metamucil is carcinogenic. Your fiber, 25 grams. Water, half your weight. Protein, if you're using powders and bars, they must be yucca approved. Pure protein I was using is a 0 out of 100 rating. Absolutely horrible. Also the Legendary as well. So be careful for those main brand bars. Kirkland has one, protein bars that are approved. Search in the Yucca app, your food that you eat regularly. At the bottom, it'll give you a recommendation for a good rating. I hope you have the best day. Happy Monday, and the core of today was who cares what happened yesterday? We're focused on today and how we can make today a better day because we can't go back to yesterday. And if you stride for protection when reaching your goals, if you stride for perfection, you're not going to get anywhere. It's very normal. I can't even count how many times I messed up last week. So give yourself some grace. Start today. Implement one thing or scan one food every single day. And each day just continue on that path. And before you know it, you're going to look and be unrecognizable. All right, bye guys.